again. Um, Had to start another one. I guess they're trying to prevent me from talking about this, but uh, as I was saying earlier, just a few minutes ago, Dallas, Dallas is still, 2-0 is not a bad deficit considering how they've been losing. Now, if they were losing and they were getting blown out and they were just getting obliterated, sort of like what they were doing to Minnesota, then that would be different. But that's not that's not happening. Yeah, we back. So uh, what I expect for Dallas to do, now I did not. I'm not understanding what Kid is doing in terms of Hardaway. Um, I have a strange feeling that they're gonna move Hardaway when it's all said and done because he didn't even play, um, and uh, PJ Washington, while he did what he could, it wasn't enough, and you got to have Lively. I can't stress enough. Lively has to be the Lively that we saw at the beginning of this whole entire playoffs, really pretty much for the whole entire year, how Lively has been playing. But I expect Kid to make some adjustments. Yeah, what's up, Chad? Man, we had some technical difficulties, but we rolling right through it. So, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that you said Hardaway needs to play? I think Chad, man. Unfortunately, they're gonna because he's not happy there. Hardaway's not happy in Dallas. You could clearly see it. His role is really diminished. I could see them moving Hardaway in the off season, depending on of course depending on what his contract is like, that sort of thing. You said J Kidd has a personal grudge against Hardaway Jr. and Hardaway and shit. Yeah, I don't think as much as Kidd as it is the pretty much the Dallas or organization, but I don't think Kidd liked what Hardaway said. Hardaway Senior said earlier in the year because remember, Hardaway Senior was very vocal about what was going on. Um, he was vocal. He was very vocal about what was why Hardaway Jr. wasn't getting the playing time that he was, and he said when Hardaway Jr. is out there, it's like well he was putting a lot of it on Luca, which I agreed with. At that time, Luca was sitting there, bouncing the ball, bouncing the air out of the ball and stuff, and wasn't really getting his team involved. He Hardaway wasn't really getting that many touches, and Hardaway Senior, Tim Hardaway, he's never been one to bite his tongue. You see what happened when he was talking about the whole, him being homophobic and all that stuff, those comments and stuff like that. You see how that transpired, and that put a damper on, set him back from being in the Hall of Fame somewhat. You said it seemed like Hardaway was just doing cardio. Yeah, exactly. It's like he's just running out there and wasn't getting very very many touches. Exactly. You're right on the money. That's what he said, and I had already talked about that, and um, it's had a diminishing effect on his play. So I can expect Hardaway to be up out of there. Uh, you know, I wouldn't mind having Tim Hardaway on the Sixers. I think that would be a good fit for him. I think he'll be an excellent fit for us. If they're not going to use Hardaway, I'll use him. Now, is he? We'll use him. If he, the question is he gonna pick his play up when he comes over there? Because I'm pretty sure Nick Nurse, we could use Hardaway. He's still young. Hardaway is still young. Hardaway Jr. is still young. It's not like Hardaway Jr. is like past his prime or anything like that. For you said work for Dante. Yeah, I think I I don't see the Warriors. Um, I would want Hardaway to, because he deserves to. I think Hardaway, because he's been nothing but a professional. He really kept it. The situation that happened with Derek Fisher and everything like that. He kept his cool in comparison to a lot of players. A lot of players would have, man, they would have went upside Derek Fisher's head. They would have did what Matt Barnes did. You know, in terms of Derek Fisher, sleeping with his better half and all of that. But he's always remained a professional, and he's always had this little, I guess, this little stereotype about him being uncoachable and all this other stuff. You said Fisher was a sprung for that. Yeah, we all know Derek Fisher, man. I don't even look at Derek Fisher the same way. I used to think Derek Fisher, man, was a great role player, a good professional guy, man. And somebody had actually spilled those beans on me how Derek Fisher was before it all came out about him, and I didn't believe it. But you saw it come to light, and everybody got mad at Matt Barnes for doing what he did. But you can't tell a man how to feel in that situation. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about crime of passion, because some people felt like they were like, "Oh, you should have let that go or whatever. You shouldn't have did this. You shouldn't have did that." And people were talking about how Matt Barnes was in the relationship and all of that stuff. What's up with it, BJ? I see you in the building, man. Make sure y'all go sub up to Pull Up Podcast. Everybody are upstanding women or men in the public eye. Women going to be women, and men going to be men. Yup. But the thing about it is when it comes to Hardaway Jr., I would love to pick him up for the Sixers. I would rather have him, even though he's had an injury history. I would rather have him than a Paul George or than a Jimmy Butler. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going after him. And I'd rather have OG. I would like to have OG Anona Boy. You said I feel bad for Matt Barnes. I don't. I don't feel mad for I don't feel bad for Matt Barnes because yeah, that happened to him, and Gloria Govan. We already know that she was gonna be a hoe. But Matt Barnes wasn't. He wasn't innocent in this situation neither. You know. I mean, two wrongs don't make it right, and because she did it to you and she did it in close quarters, now you wanna get all mad and everything like that. You wanna have your cake, eat it too, and don't nobody you don't want to share the ice cream. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. But um, yeah, I think a good fit for us would be either OG or Tim Hardaway Jr. You know, so but yeah, man, Dallas is still in this thing. I'm I'm not. One thing I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna go to sleep. On Dallas. I'm not going to go to sleep on Kyrie Irving. This is another thing I got to talk about too. The booze and all that, because Shaq asked a question to Grant Hill last night, and he said, "Do you think that the booze affected?" Um, you said Hardaway Jr. Is cheaper. Yeah, he would be cheaper, but it would be a risk that you're taking with Hardaway Jr. because of it. He's been hurt. He's a little bit older than OG Another Boy, and I'm talking about in terms of youth and stuff like that right now. I mean, who would you rather have? Would you rather have Hardaway Jr. or OG Another Boy? I'm taking OG Another Boy all day. I'm taking OG Another Boy all day long because you got to think when OG had went to New York, New York went from being at not at the bottom. They were sort of at the, I would say, like in the middle in terms of their defense. They shot up within like a few games. They shot up to like the number two. At one point they was at a number one, and then they kind of went down when they started having injuries. I think they had that injury to Randall that took place. You said I really want the Mavs to win, and I'm a Celtics fan. It might end up happening. See, we got like I said, Brown Sugar, we have a lot of storylines that a lot of people aren't really talking about. Like I said, the chips on the shoulders are going on each way. Jason Kidd, he got a chip on his shoulder. Kyrie got a chip on his shoulder. Luka also has a chip on his shoulder. Luka wanted to show that he's the best player, best scorer, face of the league. Kyrie want to get back on Boston, and also get his get back on Tatum and Brown to a certain extent, and the fans. Then on top of that, you got Jason Kidd. Everybody been criticizing him. He could win as an assistant and he could win as a player, but can you win as a coach or whatever? Does your coaching style gonna win? That's another chip. That's another storyline. Then on Boston's end, of course, Tatum and Brown, you got that chip that they playing with because they want to show, okay, yeah, we can finally get over that hump. Poor Jingis, he want to get back. He want to get his get back to Luka. You know what I'm saying? And Joe Mazzulla's trying to show that he's not second fiddle to Ime Udoka. You understand what I'm saying? What's up, Mr. Layback? I see you in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button. No, I wouldn't. You said to me, Boston is a better team and has better weapons. Unless Porzingis is severely hurt, the Mavs are losing in 5. Tatum, Holiday, and White are all elite two-way players. Well, Tatum is starting. Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that. Now, I I agree with you with the exception of Tatum just started to get better with his defense, but D White has always been a two-way player, and Brown has always been an elite two-way player. Jason Tatum just started to evolve as a two-way player. Now you're seeing his playmaking come to life right now. That's what I was telling everybody. Pull up that I don't care about his shooting per se, because then if he starts shooting the ball and stuff like that, it's like damn if you do, damn if you don't. Because then if he get turnovers, then they're going to criticize him about that, which I've been kind of guilty of. But I'm not going to criticize Jason Tatum in this instance because he wasn't in the negative. And on top of that, he didn't have that many turnovers. He had 3 turnovers compared to 6 last game. What's up with it, Alex? I see you in the building. And I don't want Paul George on the Sixers, man, because I would have wanted Paul George when he played for Indiana. I'm not even gonna say OKC or whatever, because he was just. A lot of people got to realize, man, he was just getting over that vicious injury that he suffered. So no, I don't want Paul George on the Sixers. I know some people gonna get mad at me. Oh, what are you talking about, Paul George? Man, he this, he that. Yeah, he talented, and Just when he might go on a stretch for about 6, 7 games where he do good, and then just when you need him most, it's like, oh, and we don't want that. We don't want that. You know, would you want Brandon Ingram? Hell yeah, I want Brandon Ingram. And you could tell he's not really happy with the situation that's going on in New Orleans. That's one of the ones that we were going after too, was Brandon Ingram. I forgot about him too. But yeah, that's another scorer besides Maxey and besides Embiid or whatever. But it's like, who are we gonna give up? Because even though Brandon Ingram, he didn't have as good a season as some people has expected him to. Hold on one sec, y'all. Yeah, I know. That's why we're going after him. They're going after. They're trying to go after Jimmy Butler. They're trying to bring him back, which I think is stupid. OG Another Boy, I think is a good move for us. That's who I want, because Daryl Morey has expressed his interest. He needs a wing defender that could be versatile, that could defend, run the floor. Besides having somebody like, hold on 1 minute, give me 1 second, y'all. You said Tatum has been playing the right way. Yeah, well, yeah. Listen, I want people to understand, when he was at Duke, um, he was he was that guy, man. You know what I'm saying? And then coming out of Duke, he was. But we also got to understand that Jaylen Brown has been in Boston. He was there before Tatum, and I'm able to say that Jaylen Brown has been more. Everybody just now starting to really see it and appreciate it. But I'm saying this: Tatum Tatum doesn't need to. He don't need to be putting up 30 or 40 or anything like that for them to win. He had 12 assists last night. You said he's a point forward type. Well, you wouldn't have said that. You wouldn't have said that like last season or the season before that. No, he wasn't playing like he was shot jacking a lot. Go look at his numbers, man. But now he's starting to really see. Now everybody mad at him because he getting 12 assists, he getting 9 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? And he getting a couple of blocks, he getting a couple of steals and stuff like that. Now they get mad at him. I actually like that. Don't focus on being no damn everybody. Oh yeah, he got to score, he got to do this in order for him to get MVP. You shouldn't even be focused on that. And that's what Shaq was saying too. I agree with Shaq on this too, right here. You shouldn't be focused on, who gonna get MVP, who gonna get MVP and stuff like that. That's what people was trying to do with Shaq and Kobe, because a lot of people felt like one of those MVPs, maybe even two, should have went to Kobe when they were playing. Honestly, the problem is PG hasn't had Kawhi's most important moments in the last 4 years. That forces to carry loads on second options to carry. Well, listen, man, you still got to remain healthy, because that that was going on in OKC too. And you also got to show up, man, when when it matters most too. And that's what was going on in OKC too. And it's also happened with the Clippers too. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to show up when it matters most, and you also got to be healthy when it matters most. Listen, man, BJ, man, I don't make a lot of excuses when it comes, your health and all this other stuff. Now, if you have a situation like with Kawhi, with the degenerative knees and the knee issues and stuff like that, well, I can only give you just a little bit. It's like Paul George, man. Let's just call it what it is, man. Ever since he had that devastating injury that he had, it's like a car that has different problems, right? You fix one part, then that other part happens. Then you fix this part, then that other something happens with that part. And it's like with PG, he's slowly starting to break down, and then you also seeing the mental side of it too. Whereas when he was in Indiana, Paul George was a closeout dude. Even though they didn't win at that time, but you saw, man, this guy could really close out a game. He knew at the end of the game, he knew what he was doing. You can't say that now. Is what PG was doing. Dawson from PG, because the Clippers lost and didn't have Kawhi, it makes PG look bad. It made PG look bad. But more importantly, Harden was the one. I don't get on PG. PG before the injury, I've always compared him to McGrady. McGrady with better defense. So that's why I enjoyed Paul George's game. After the Olympics, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. It hurt me so much, man. I wanted to shed a tear for Paul George. Where do I see Westbrook going? I have no idea. I have no clue, man. I have no clue. But I know that, reports is coming out. He felt some type of way. BJ can attest to this. He felt some type of way. Because I think BJ done talked about this. Ticket talked about it a little bit. He felt some type of way when, he should have been out there more on the floor when everything was happening. But at the same time, I can't sit up here and give all of that to Westbrook, because hey, you made the gentleman move in order to go to the bench and everything. You made the sacrifice to do that. So you can't get mad at Lou. Okay, Lou has already signed that extension. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be there. He ain't going nowhere. And by the way, man, I'm gonna sit down and watch the first episode. I'm gonna watch that clipped series and everything. They got Lawrence Fishburne with the dye on his hair, man, looking like Carlos Bouger out there and shit. He just need a Kawhi healthy. Man, listen, man, and you ain't gonna do it. Listen, listen, man, them dudes is getting ready to play the Olympics. Man, I'm like, Kawhi, man, you need to sit down. I used to think the same thing. I think it's the late no more. PG was the best version. He was a better version. He had the best playoff run. He over there injured. Nah, man, because he's having ankle problems. He tried to do a dunk. Every time he tried to do a dunk, there was one time he got injured. I think 1 year, it was the year before last or something like that. He got injured right after he got, it was against Dallas. He got injured off of a dunk or whatever. Nah, man, he's breaking down. Listen, I put to you like this, BJ. I guarantee you, if you put OG right now, and I'm talking about a player who actually has had a little bit of injury history. If you put OG and you put PG right now, they're gonna take OG for the simple fact of, okay, yeah, it might look good on paper. It might look good because, Paul George talent-wise and everything like that. But going forward, I'm going to need OG in the playoffs. I'm going to need him to be healthy, even though that he wasn't as healthy this year as he was supposed to be with New York. I'm talking about somebody who has been hurt. I'm trying to give a good comparison. I'm not going to put him up against, like, say if a guy like Anthony Edwards was available or something like that. That would be unfair because Anthony Edwards is a high caliber player. He's younger and he hasn't had any injuries or anything like that. I'm talking about somebody who has been in a similar situation. I'm giving OG because he's got the youth factor and he got the longevity factor coming. What's up, Bruce Gas? I see you in the building. Yeah, Bruce Gas, man. Congratulations on Ricky Hatton, man, making the Boxing Hall of Fame too. OG on the Rockets would be nice with Udoka. The Rockets don't really need to. They don't. They don't need to do. They don't need to do too much. I was looking at Greenleaf's channel, man. They don't really need to do too much. I wouldn't add. The, I think the only thing. This is what I said. If they lose, if Boston lost this finals, then we would have to be looking at how they can make it to where Jaylen Brown could get there. Simple for the simple fact, that's another veteran. That's another guy who plays pretty much all around, who's durable, and he knows Ime Udoka's system. How you think Doris Burke been on commentary? I think she's great. I never really been a Doris Burke fan, man. I don't really. I never. She actually kind of get on my nerves, and plus, she looks terrible too. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna go there. I never really liked Doris Burke like that. I like OG. He's going to be third or fourth option. He had a chance. Star beside him. Shit. Hey. Um. Hey, and you know what, BJ? I don't need. You know, this is the thing. As far as the third or fourth option, all that other stuff, man. Look, bro. Man, I'm giving him all options because you know why? And I know you probably like, man, what do you mean? Because OG, if you see with guys like that, with OG, he plays that Pascal Siakam type of style. Like let's just call it what it is, man. With Indiana in that against playing against Boston and whatnot, it was Pascal Siakam that was mainly trying to keep them in it. All right, so. See, with Pascal Siakam, if you need him to be a scorer, he'll be a scorer. If you need him to be a rebounder, he'll be a rebounder. If you need him to run the floor, he'll run the floor. If you need him to be, get stopped, he gets stops. And that's the thing with OG. He makes immediate impact. You know what I'm saying? He's durable. So I could give him all options. Hey, we giving the ball to OG today. Shit, that's fine. And he'll be there, and it ain't one of those guys. Okay, yeah, we're gonna make him the first option. Next thing you know, he like Kyrie Irving, where he's usually that first option or whatever, and he's shooting like 38%. Nah, because you could depend on him to get easy buckets. He could be a cleanup guy. He could handle the ball. He could distribute. You know what I'm saying? He could catch the ball on the fly. You know what I'm saying? Throw him a oop every now and then. Swiss Army knife, man. Yeah, he could play off the ball. He could do all of that. That's why I like. But you see, with Paul George, as much as I like Paul George, and look, I know some people gonna disagree. Paul George need the ball in his hand to create, because that's one of the things. If you look at his game, you go look at McGrady game, and you go look at Paul George game. They games are so similar. Plus, he grew up a Kobe fan. He's so good at creating. He need the ball to create. Yeah, he'll move without the ball and stuff like that, but Paul George like to have it and create. He got that pull-up game. I need to hesitate a little bit, do the little side step, you know what I'm saying? Come in there every now and then, boom, you know what I'm saying? You said Kyrie deserves the smoke. Well, Kyrie knows what he needs to do, but we already know that the media is already going to be on him more than anything. I'm going to give Kyrie the smoke, but it's not like he had. If Kyrie was out there, because he made some pretty good passes. He did some good playmaking plays and stuff like that. His shots just not falling, and between him and if you look on the Boston team, They really didn't even shoot all that well. I think the only guys that really shot kind of decent were Holiday, Brown, not from 3-pointer though, because he was 1 for 5 for 3-pointer. Tatum was 1 for 7 for 3-pointer. Derek White didn't really shoot that well. Collectively as a whole, they really didn't really shoot all that well. You said Derek White cooking Kyrie so far. Yeah, I mean, on the defensive end, yeah. And they're coming in the last moments. This game could have been won by Dallas if you really think about it. But that block, that they had was huge. They're thinking that they could just go to the rim with that easy stuff, all pretty and be cute and stuff like that. No, that's what Steve Smith and Grant Hill was talking about last night. You're gonna have ugly games. That's one of the reasons why Denver sometimes would have those ugly games. Y'all remember, y'all? Especially when you had Bruce Brown, when he was playing, he would make the game real ugly. I don't know what you're saying, bro. Yeah, he could do all of that, but he can only do that with stars in front of him. I don't put him in the class of PG, Butler, Jay Brown. No. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is, let's just say specifically, if it was just a choice between him and Paul George, I'm taking OG because of the longevity factor. Now, if you throw Jaylen Brown, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to take Jaylen Brown, and I'm talking about somebody because this is the thing that a lot of people don't know that Paul George was next to Klay Thompson at one point in his career. He was known as one of the better two-way players, and he still plays solid defense for the most part. But when you looked at him in Indiana, he was one of the best two-way players in the league. And so that's another comparison that you got to look at too. But I'm saying for right now, I'm taking OG a Nunna boy. And like I said, it's just that if Paul George was able to show when we needed him and stuff like that, then yeah, it's just like with I'm trying to give another example. It's like hey BJ, Embiid. That's what I was saying about Embiid. Yeah, he had a great series, but just think about if Embiid was 100% healthy. Think about what we could do. He coming in every single season hurt. Something wrong. Can't depend on him. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is you got to give him his credit for him out there playing. He ain't pulling no Donovan Mitchell. My neck, my back, my let me stop. He ain't pulling none of that. You said Paul George is, well, yeah, I mean, he's a sharpshooter, but I mean, you at home. So, I mean, James Harden's, he's a great talent and everything like that. He at home. You know what I'm saying? What's his name can score at will. Joel Embiid can score at will. He at home. Jokic MVP. He at home. You know what I'm saying? He at home. And Luka, he playing good, shot 12 or 21 and all that other stuff, triple dub. But guess what? With them 8 turnovers he had, guess what? He gonna be at home. He gonna be at the casa, as they say in Espanol. He gonna be at the casa. I'm thinking about now because of the Embiid's health. If Embiid goes down again, man, look, I'm so ready to move on from him, BJ. And you gotta agree with me on this, man. So, a lot of people, oh no, man, you keep Embiid. Hell no. That's why I said I was telling them guys on Greenleaf Channel. I said Embiid won't be no good fit if you bring him there in Houston, because you got all these young boys flying up and down the court. The style that they play. Now, if you brought somebody like Maxey, he fit perfect in that system. I'm looking at it from a system perspective. You gonna bring a guy who trots up the floor, can barely get up the floor. One play could pretty much almost end his career or end the season. No, I don't want nobody like that, man. Shit, you need somebody that's gonna be able to run with Anthony Edwards and them in Minnesota. You need somebody that's gonna be able to run with them with Jalen Green and them in H Town and all them, you know, in Ime Udoka's system. Be able to get back on defense and all that. You need somebody that's gonna be able to fly up and down the court with the Indiana and Tyrese Halliburton. That's the way the league is going. It's going up and down. All that James Harden, I'm a bop, 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 all that other stuff, all that, man, get out of here. Don't nobody want to see that no more. Cat teams who want the services for the Warriors. Man, look, bro. Um, right, right now, man. Um, hold on 1 second, y'all. What did I do, man? My bad. At least Embiid is playing in the playoffs, bro. Kawhi hasn't finished off well. You know how many championships that is? Yeah, I've been saying that the whole time. But I'm saying, think about if he was help. Listen, man, you actually can hurt your team more than you can benefit your team because you got to look at it too, BJ. It's not just happening in the postseason. It's happening in the season. Don't forget he went out. He went out in the in during the season. Every time you turn around, man, this guy injury history is turning around, man. He's starting to turn into one of them guys like damn. Every time we turn around, he hurt. That's you gotta be dependable. That's why and you want to play. You talking about playing in the Olympics? So we was in the barbershop and everybody want to try to have all this conversation about, oh man, leave them guys alone, man. They doing it for their country. Man, they doing it for the honor, man. They trying to bring the medal back. Yeah, you bring the goddamn medal back, but then you gonna bring back some more injuries, some more diminished health. You need to be sitting your ass down, even if you gotta smoke you some CBD or some medical marijuana or something like that, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that you good for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? To relax your goddamn body. Man, sit down. Oh no, you want to go out there, you want to try to bring a gold medal. Look, man, they gonna be around again. You know what I'm saying? Like, go get you some medical rub or something like that, man, and just chill. They got that CBD cream and all that other stuff, man. You could put that on your body, just heal for a little bit. Go work out with at Rico Hines out in LA. Go to Poly Pavilion, go hoop with them, and just chill for a little bit, man. Why you want to go play in the Olympics when you want to go play with them international cats? They're trying to destroy the U.S. Nah, man, BJ, you done hoop before, man. Look, man, I remember there was one season I had an injury, and my coach, I was getting ready to go work out off of that injury and everything. Get right back, man. I got to get back. I got to get back. He was like, and we had to get ready. We had to get ready for the towards the end of the season, going into our playoff season or whatnot. And he was like, look, man. He said, rest is the best medicine. And it didn't click then, because when you like in your 20s and in your 30s and all of that, you don't think about stuff like that. You think about, okay, yeah, you think about your sponsorships and your value as a player, and stuff like that. But you're not thinking about the long term and longevity. That's why, this is gonna hurt some people's feelings when I say this, but you got to look at LeBron. LeBron has taken care of his body, and LeBron has been injured before. And I'm talking about in his earlier his career. He sprained his ankle real bad, but he tied his shoe up and went back. And what did he do? He'll take a game off, relax for a little bit or whatever. But for the most part, he's always stayed healthy. That's why he's been able to play for so long. You know what I'm saying? He didn't put himself in some of those situations like the other players did. But see, you got some of these other players that they put themselves in different situations, man. Paul George done been at the strip club letting his nut go and shit. Yeah, I mean, I'm just being honest, man. He been at the strip club. Ain't nothing wrong with going to the strip club, but I'm saying, goddamn, Ben Simmons, he be at the goddamn club with a different female every goddamn night, nigga. But then you injured all the time. James Harden, you know the name, titty for title. But you come up in there out of shape. You know what I'm saying? Up in there, want to ride in little baby's new ugly ass Tesla and shit. Yeah, man. You know you worried about getting hand jobs and all that. Let me stop. I'm gonna keep it PG-13, no pun intended. But I'm just saying, like, get ready for the season. You worried about having fun and stuff like that. That's why that's why I blew both of my Achilles. Ooh, yeah. Honestly, rest and recovery is required. Even with oh man, you blew both your Achilles, BJ. God damn. Shit, man. Nigga, I heard of one. Are you still, BJ? Are you still, man? Please, you still out there hooping in the adult leagues and stuff, or you still hooping outside? Cause the guys that I know, if they had an ACL, MCL, or Achilles, they don't mess with outside. They don't even mess with no competitive ball no more. Cause two of the guys I knew, he tore his stuff playing football, and then there was another guy, man, basketball. Yeah, that's what I was about to say, Ted. Man, you you lucky to still be walking. I know in the wintertime, I know you be feeling that. What do you say? Good googly boo boo. It's like when they look at brown sugar. Good googly boo boo. That thing is juice. Nah, man, let me go ahead and get up out of here, man. Good chopping it up with y'all, man. Make sure you hit the like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member. Also hit the notifications to get all of my content, all of my videos. Make sure y'all go sub to the homie. Pull Up Podcast, BJ. Great content over there. And shouts out to the whole entire Lions Den basketball community and Lions Den boxing community too as well. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, my cash app is straight to the point 77. Until then, straight to the point. I'm out.